Hey everyone, Kelsey the Counselor here. I wanted to talk to you today about what to do if you have a loved one in your life that you think might benefit from counseling. This is a question I definitely get asked a lot, and it's one with a really blurry answer. I know in the world of counseling, we often work in the gray and live within blurry answers, but this one's particularly blurry. So, what are you going to do if someone you love, you think needs some counseling? The first thing is to assess the situation. So, what's your relationship like with this person? Do you feel like if you share this with this person, they would be open to it and think it's a good idea? Would you feel like they might be threatened by this or judged by it? Unfortunately, we still do have a lot of stigma in our world around mental health. And some people hear this as, oh, you think I'm not good enough. You think that I need help. You think that I'm not doing well. And the reality is, they might be struggling and reaching out for some support could be really beneficial, but because of stigmas in our world and because of stigmas they might have themselves, those self stigmas, that might be a barrier for them accessing support and services. So you want to assess the situation before you raise it with them. You want to know if you're a trusted person in their life. Maybe you've gone through counseling yourself and you can share that with them if that feels appropriate, if you have a strong relationship with them. That can be a really helpful way in if you're sharing personally the benefits you've had from counseling, because then you can attest to it, you're normalizing it and letting them know that, hey, I've gotten support myself. And it can kind of be a bit of a bridge to them accessing support. If you feel like the gate is closed and you don't have permission to raise it, this is the long-term game. So this might be something like dropping little breadcrumbs along the way, letting them know that you care about them, letting them know that you're there for them, letting them know that there are other supports out there, but not being too forward about it, actually taking a bit of a back seat and dropping these little breadcrumbs along the way, saying things like, if you ever want to talk about this, or if you want to try to figure out who we can talk to about this together, I'm here for you and I'm happy to support you in that. Accessing counseling can be challenging because it means that we're accepting and acknowledging that we're struggling and that we can't do it on our own. And depending on the person and the situation, that might be really challenging. So it can be kind of scattering in our minds as well under that stress to even know where to start, where to call, what actions to take. So having someone that has a bit clearer of a mind align beside you and to do that together, to do some research on different counselors together can actually be really helpful. So that's something that you can definitely offer. If it feels helpful, you can offer to go with them as well. Or if you have a counselor that you know, you can maybe get them to have a quick call with your friend or offer to call together just to have a chat. We're not super scary people, but again, it's the stigmas that we have in society. It's the stigmas we have ourselves. And it's acknowledging and admitting that we are struggling and we can't do it on our own. So you're going to want to really assess the situation, see if you can talk about it openly with them. If those doors are shut, you might need to do a bit more of a breadcrumb approach, just kind of dropping ideas along the way, talking about your own personal experience. And then the other important piece is if you are actively supporting somebody who is struggling, maybe it's a loved one, a close relative, a close dear friend, and it's impacting your own mental health, you definitely might want to consider getting counseling for yourself. And I say that because caregiver burnout is significant. When we pour so much love and energy to somebody else, we do it because we love them and because we want to, but it can definitely take a toll and take an impact. And if we aren't robust in our energy to be able to support them, we can't give them perhaps what we would like to give them. So those are going to be my 3 tips of what to do if someone you love is struggling. First of all, assess the situation. Do you have an open and trusting relationship? Can you talk openly about counseling with them, about maybe them exploring it or about your own experience? 2, if that gate is shut and you don't have permission, you might need to drop a couple breadcrumbs along the way and see if they're willing to access support or talk about it with you down the road. And 3, think about getting support for yourself. Might be really helpful if someone in your life is really struggling. The other thing I'm going to suggest as well is if you are supporting somebody in your life who's struggling, I'm offering mental health first aid trainings throughout the year across Canada. So it's virtual, so you can take it anywhere you want. And I often say, if you are a human who knows other humans, it's beneficial to have, because so many times we don't know how to talk about the tough stuff with other people. And this training, this 2-day training, 6 hours, so it's 3 hours, 3 hours for modules that we do together over Zoom. And the first module you do on your own self-paced. And so it's a 12-hour or a 7-hour training total, sorry. And this training is really helpful to start to understand signs and symptoms of people that are struggling with mental health difficulties, but also to know how to talk about the tough stuff. So if you're interested or keen at all, I encourage you to check it out. And I hope that's helpful. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Bye.